I am out and I will be traveling across the states, all the way over to dear old California. What differences will I find? Similarities. Will my mind ponder between the two? Experience the similarities and differences. You never know. Traveling is the way to explore your mind as it grows and shrinks, but grows. Whoosh, whoosh.
So we see my face. This is the tall ceiling skyway. I imagine myself being a semi-truck. A semi-truck could fit in here. I can plow through. See all these lights. They would balance against shadows, but my shadow would be a light. I talkity talk. I have merged with the camera as I attempt to speak to it. Now we are maneuvering. Apparently we're going down. What is this contraption? Why are they so separate? Well, the actual location that you need to go to is downstairs. You had to go upstairs, 2 elevators. Then I need to go back downstairs. Away. Maybe it's those who do the more work. They will succeed. So if you are able to go up the elevator, then down the elevator, then you succeed as an eagle. Buildings, they have like really tall ceilings you can see all the way up to the top of the sky. I wonder if they're trying to emulate the sky, so to just see that there's a distance above you. Oh, there's an eagle. It's like spreading his wings wide. Very cool. Okay, but like you can see, is it the freedom of the airport that you're gonna say you're gonna be able to fly soon? I am on a mission to find the bathroom or these rooms over there. I see a car on display. How interesting. Why are we displaying a car? Why make a car seem so amazing? Maybe sponsored by someone. Beautiful, the painting. Come on. I'm trying to speak here. I'm looking at the beautiful paintings. Beautiful. Now, all the more fascinated I was by these sinks. Like a wavy pattern, like the ocean. Up and down. You see my hand? Ooh. Yeah, like the ocean. The ocean is the bathroom. Well, for the fish, yes, it is.
Now, I needed the footstools were better than my own suitcase.
The leg rest of the band. Stark darkness of the outdoor air. It's all over. It's all over. But you see the city skyline, too. Very, very vibrant. There's snow here. Where we're going, there's no snow. Ooh. Water, and there it goes. One lonely man taking the cones. Just taking the cones. And that's a large yellow airplane. Kind of reminds me of a large banana. A banana in the sky with a bunch of holes for the windows. Okay, like a bug infestation? But of the light is the bugs. It was the horizon just rising and rising, the lights. And the airplane, you see, it said howdy. Yeah, the airplane said hi to me, but yeah, hey, there's me. I said hi to myself. Like an anthill. It was like a maze below. Like imagine like a giant just came and like stamped like with a cookie cutter, all these little shapes on the ground below that we see from above only. Ooh. And then I had this idea in my mind. I was like, why does airplane mode exist? Like you put it on, but like is there a necessary reason? I searched up and I didn't have an internet. There's electricity all over the sky, but not for the phone. Like the colors of 0 and 1s. So my feet landed upon the ground, but then my cable charger landed to the wall. The cloud for electricity in the sky, nor goes the phones. One brightly colored jacket like a flamingo against all of the pitch is my mom. You notice the location? Well, yes, we go. And we explore every single car. We judge every car. Figure out which one actually suits our couple day needs. Yes, I opened doors. I looked at colors. I had my suitcase inside of a car. A secret claim of the car. What if it was like the cars? They get to browse through the people who are gonna ride them. Like they have like every human gets scanned or like has their like it's like the skin color, the eye color, the fashion style, all of that mapped out instead of the car's like characteristics. And then the car's like, yes, I'm gonna choose this human because I like people with brown hair or something like that. It's like a human says, I like cars that are white.
This is our ride. Yes.
Brain is weird. We work weird ways. It reminded me of an amusement park, but like it could have been the twisty turny highways, the roadways. It was more of a maze here than any other straight roads. I mean, maybe we'll see straight roads when cars live alongside trees. Do the trees even help the cars? Or do the cars help the trees? I open the door to the outside world, and what do I see? A palm tree! Yes, the leaves, they flop down. And I wonder if they're so much closer to the sun than any other tree. Well, pine trees, but they have so little leaves, palm trees, so how do they absorb more? Like a giant umbrella compared to pine trees, which is like a swoop down, like a giant dress, a ball gown. The fanciest walls I've ever seen. It looks so shiny. I want to pull it. This feels like bamboo wood. Ooh. The long hallway and the run. Does the run make better than the walk? What about the skip pause? The entering of a space, and then it's just geometric patterns your brain analyzes. A monitor that just randomly shows you a black screen. That is the monitor itself. It is just a black screen. There is nothing else there. That is its painting. It is a painting of a black screen television. The day one cooked in a wooden kitchen. Everything was very stainful. Well, the water got absorbed into every single surface. But then the storm came. The wood, it caught on fire. But it was soaked because it was wet. It was moist already. So the water expanded inside of the wood, and thus that caught on fire. But the water put out itself, and so the fire discontinued. We have the white spaces where you look behind the curtain and you see, oh, the other window. It's a wraparound room. Imagine 4 windows, just and 4 interior walls of windows, but they're surrounding this outside area, which is just a random place in the center, and a little patch of grass. A bathroom, where there are mirrors. There are lots of mirrors. They like to reflect the light, or double the light of every space. But then there's the toilets. Toilets are always white and shiny. So why do the toilets match toilet paper color? Why is toilet paper white? Is it like bleached? Maybe it's to make it seem clean so you're able to see everything. Great. And in new spaces, you check inside every single place, because what if there's a secret alien hiding in the cupboard? I'm observing my eyelashes. But we're down to our lips and past them, or maybe we were able to bite. We were able to put the hair inside of our mouth, but then that would be very bad. Our eyelash hair is technically supposed to protect us from dirt and debris, so that means it must be thicker than normal hair. But then why don't we have something like a piece of paper over top of our eyelashes? Like, what if we just have this solid thing instead of all these little follicles? Maybe just it would slide right off and not get captured in there. But then why would we want it to get captured? That just would cause a disease. The capturing of bacteria. I almost imagine like the entire world just being compressed by this giant creature, a blender, like emulsifier, like it's a piece of dough, and just all the land is being sculpted up, like pulled up from the ground, but with these like fingers that just pulling it. I'm like gold my shades. And here we have the highways. Ooh, you see palm trees? They grow in the distance. Ooh, yes. And the explorative of a toilet. Yes. So I was interested in looking at the gas station bathroom. Is it a jail cell? A jail cell for your poop? This tree. I like this tree. It's spiky. It's pointy. I wonder if that's a repellent? Now perhaps it's a spiky caterpillar. It's a giant caterpillar. Ooh, one of those fuzzy ones. There were plants and sidewalks that just stretched on for miles. When buildings that look kind of like little old house, arched stone, like playgrounds kind of. Oh, and here's a playground. Playground is a fun place like this. Beautiful. Into the slide we go, and down the slide we go. Yeah. I was walking along the sidewalk, and then I found a patch of grass. It is a patch. Now, what would exist there? Maybe it's the space that there could be a tree, a possibility of a tree, or maybe just one little rose in the center. Flower photography growing from many angles. Ooh, it's covering my own mouth. Now, why would there be a pink fire hydrant to exist? In the sunshine, it shines like a silent. The layers of panels, they extend for miles, just like the sunlight. The sunlight does extend for miles. Same thing with the winds. The winds, they are everywhere. So essentially, you could put a wind turbine anywhere. The sky has been vacuumed of clouds. Sandy beach, sand. It felt
like an extraterrestrial world. This universe where the sand is the ground. It's broken debris, or maybe just the sand clouds. Sand clouds made the ground fall and make it all splatter and grainy. Like glitter. It doesn't glisten though, but it's not spiky either. And it's not poisonous. Then you could see in the distance, it goes on forever and miles. The sky above is so clear as the desert grass below, but then these are rocks. Mountains in the background, the sand. Ooh.
A peaceful beach walk, but still.
The angle of the photo, could it be this way? I'm at an angle, but then the mountain is also at an angle.
Right now, the sun is behind me.
Without me. And now the sky. I wanted to become a rocket ship because these pine trees, I wanted to be taller than them. Palm. Should I correct?
Palm tree. It's very ruffly. Feels like hair. Why does it make that noise? They are all around me. They're very, very tall. In the distance. I give it a hug. Yay. I think I just discovered one of the most high quality and elaborate porta potty ever. Yes, it is this outhouse thing. It is quite nice. Okay. I am in a desert oasis. Whatever that means. Trees. This ain't half bad. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's just sit right here and look at a bush.
The blazing sun overhead. This is an open area. Why is there a grassy field? Reminds me of like just a giant boat that just came right through here. Ooh, boat which planted seed. It had these cannons on the sides of it. They were like glitter cannons. They planted all the palm trees on the side so that the trees would grow on the sides, and the center where the boat would go through. That's exactly what happened. No palmy tree there because that's where the boat went through. Ooh.
Yep. So apparently this is a fault. You can't really see any crack in the road. I'm sorry, but the sun is in my eyes. When a fault happens, there's like an oasis that builds up.
Let's go check out some giant dinosaurs. What is there to do to peek out your head out the window? Are there really dinosaurs in the dino family? Oh, yes, they're red. Does that mean that they are outer coating? Oh, do they have skin? What if this dinosaur was just standing out in the sun a little too long? We had the stone statues all around now. Plastic dinosaurs? Yeah, I think they're taking over the world. Everything here. Exactly, creatures. Just one final dinosaur. He's resting on my thumb. He's a very light dinosaur. Maybe he just made a foam.
Walked right through the door.
Yeah, this was like a compartmentalized room. There were things, sections. There were more walls than expect. A double purpose of the squished purpose. Now this room has a woodsy theme, also white, but it was more beige. Yes, a gray beige. I think beige. And it had like the bathroom, glassy. Yes, glassy. That's what I'm gonna consider it. I don't know, I can steal the forbidden soap. So, to be able to pump. Is pumping something like squeezing a tube from its upright position? Like squeezing a normal bottle, but then instead of it like staying inside the bottle, it will come out. Sometimes the streams of water. What is if the shower itself gone rogue? A bad cell that got replicated like the beginning of a very bad genetic modification inside the organism. Ooh. No sunlight, I burn. Turtle has his own special visor against the sun. The sink is the organism, and then it got a bad cell, which is one of its shower head knob thingies. And then I got head bones.
There's all back there. Apparently could have a party here. What a funky couch in the corner. I'm gonna observe funky couch. I think it's covered in butterflies. Voila, the beautiful chair. It is kind of ripped in the center, but it looks like it was woven. Woven with different patterns.
There was also a ginormous display of rocks. Oh, and that's a screaming baby. Me. It's a rock. Pottery. Sometimes I wonder if ancient people did anything else but make ceramic bowls. Oh yeah, they made shoes. Don't know what this thing is. And now the modern day people activities. Animal heads. Spooky.
I never knew a moose head was larger than a bison head. It's kind of unsettling to know.
Dear, those tiny children, mammoths didn't have to deal with them. Actually, found Mammy the mammoth. Now the real stuff. Dinosaur bones. The organs that humans so treasure for some weird reason. There were bones mounted in stone, some buried within the stone. Mostly, I found myself fascinated with the metal that was made in the 21st century. Ancient stuff. This is big guy versus tiny guy. Enjoy. With one stomp, little guy goes down. Forgot what Imagine if I touch this little purple gems, these purple gems, and then instead of just staying there, they sprouted all over my fingers and like a chain reaction. Ooh, then I turned into a crystal, and then we all turned into crystals. But then, what about if I could? I could be like a little cave. Like I could hide myself inside. Has there ever been like what if a human gets encapsulated inside of a fossil, like but a gemstone, and then they're just living inside of this purple crystal globe? Ooh. Oh.
Touching the cacti. And there is some more over here. I think I got some red ones. It's actually out. Even that aloe is kind of pointy. We embark down the steps of no return and possible tripping and falling. Your feet? Yes, you are here. And you are. If I trip, you trip as well, okay? Let's make a deal here. If I trip, you trip. One lonely flower. Disgusting in the wind.
That's a lot of plants. I think I'll write a poem about it. These are plants. They aren't fluffy, but at least they don't pile scruffy.
These guys are so cute and tiny. I think they're jade. So soft.
Sunlight is bright, but wind is excessive. I find the space not overcrowded, and so I'm progressive, taunting this gnome.
It's literally purple.
Labels mask all in very high pricey, and so I run away with my puffy coatie.
Yeah. Wait to see what happens when I touch it. It's not that pointy. What about these guys? Oh no, those are a little more pointy. They don't hurt. No. This guy's a prickly one. So I got a splinter and now I'm trying to take it out. It hurts. Very tiny. You probably won't be able to see it, but owie.
Brick pathways line the sides. Imagine if there was no brick pathway. What if it was just an open field? Then it wouldn't be a significant garden space.
Mountain right behind me. It's a mountain.
Wind, now blow me off. No, I guess it would be out in the wild. So is that what distinguishes the wild from natural places? That they have these layouts that we need to do in order to be something? What if it was just randomness? Like the pathway started here and then it just like led you somewhere where it shouldn't lead you, to like the bathroom, and you're like, oh, but I kind of wanted to go to the gift shop. No, it led you to the bathroom. It led you to a tree, and you were like, no, I wanted to go see the museum. No, you were led to this tree.
Pinecone. Same as any pinecone, really. Okay.
Goodbye. If you love someone, you have to let it go. Now, if a dinosaur was in danger, would they let go of their tail like a gecko? The plastic. Imagine all these trees, this entire nature wonderland was all just plastic. There would be a lot of plastic. But it wouldn't overgrow. But it all has to be plastic. It could be a plastic world. And imagine making like a water bottle garden. It would be made of it would be like a plastic plant, like a cactus cacti, but in the water bottle, like a terrarium. Because that's what decor is. And locked in a box. That plant would be locked in a box. Why do we like locking things in boxes? Even soap. Why is the soap locked in a box? It expired. And here I am. I'm just posing. I have my mind in many places. If only I was in that fountain, I wouldn't be wet. But there's a pink car. Now, this thing isn't pink. I would actually like this thing to be pink. Yes. Okay. But imagine, ooh. Flowers. I saw bees there. We're looking over the edge. The water, it spreads. Rock wall. Well, I use my own flowing water. I go forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. And that was a side. Now, this is fake grass, you see. But imagine if it was real grass. It wouldn't stick to my hands, but is it plastic on the ground? What if the grass itself would grow? What if plastic just started to grow, like, out of nowhere and no one knew why? What would we do?
Tiny little car in the midst of giant walls. Where are we?
But the road says flat, but the surroundings say reach for the sky. Look up there.
What we have are scary faces when the higher the height.
Well, it's official. I'm actually up in the mountain, freezing. And the mountains are a part of sequoia forest.
And so the trees, they go higher and higher. In the mountains, are they actually reaching for the sky? Do the trees want the sun? If you put it on the sun, they will be burnt. Ooh, but that's not. No, they will die like that. Exactly. No, just eyes closed. I'm imagining a tree whale.
A fancy light though. Okay.
And now we have the grand opening.
The theme is white. Whiteness plopped over top of other layers. Marble background. Imagine the marble wall was actually moving. It was like its own the lava wall. The lava lamp wall. A very boring bathroom. But then who adjusts the amount of heat and coolness you get? Certain soaps refuse to leave your hands. What is up with these sinks? You just lift it up and there's no adjustment to how much hot or cool you get. It's just whoever sets the amount for each side. What if the water set its own temperature? You said it's cold, but it wants to be hot.
Seagulls. Whoa. Such a strange place.
Now, as I walk around in this oversized baby suit, no, it is a harness. It has straps, like a comfy padding. I almost feel like I'm wearing, I don't know. Let's see here. A giant apron. Imagine a cook cooking in like the heaviest thing. What is the weight of the average apron? Is there like a strategy for naming that? The job of the apron that is defined is like the cookie apron. You must bake cookies in that certain apron, and the apron gets back muscle. Ooh. The king wanted their back to get strengther, and then lay down in the sand. They're able to ride down the giant monster better, and then you slowly trickle down the sand because you realize it's quicksand. Ooh, it's like a grainy texture, and it just falls right through every hand. Ooh.
Oh, did I just go an extra up? I really did soar. Maybe I am a bird. Whoa, I've turned really white in my bird form. Why are my feet so webby? This is my favorite flight. One runner alongside me, and oh boy, he's running fast. I'm flying fast, so going slightly higher, and yep, I crashed. Almost into a trash can, but don't worry, I plummeted. Well, I didn't want to show you that I crashed. No, I uncrashed. I rule. And there goes the dude that was running this alongside me. The teacher. He can lift his feet up in the air like relaxing on a comfy couch. I'm now beach time. Sand, the shoes that sink in the sand. The sand that gets in the shoes.
Sand that dunes. Is it like a tire track? Wait, I imagine a little chicken. A chicken that had its own, it got onto a tractor and it just decided to come on in here. It went all the way from farming territory and it went over top of the beaches and made its little lines and these little stepways. Well, those little steps, those are the chicken steps. The chicken had to step outside the tractor sometimes in order to move some pedestrians in the way. And then the water tried to run away, but beautiful again. Me. The sun is running along the water. It has magical powers.
Here looks like this. So that's my impression. I mean, of course, you'll still find little pieces of trash inside some places. I will notice it looks like cars drive through here. I notice there's a lot of people biking and walking. So in case, we shall look at the distance. So yeah, that is my impression of the Pacific Ocean. You need an impression.
The sand mounds piled upon the place. It was like a giant hill just over top of there. I kind of wondered if it was like the giant worm underneath, like that monster that goes in the water. But no, it's in the sand. So it just maneuvers underneath the sand, burrowing like a crab between twisting tunnels. I'll call it the sand people. Directional manuals. They tell you information with letters and words. What if it is those little letters and words? What if we put them on something else? You know, like what if it's just dry erase board? And then it's a secret dry erase board. False information on there, so we need to rub it off, and then they put in a different type of information. Ooh, web news sites, you can do that. Like, just if you don't like this information, you just can erase it and just put something else. Someone else will know. Ooh, it's like water. Water will be refiltering itself again and again, and then this water is just refiltering. But it's the same as a dinosaur, but it's just been refiltered over and over. So we don't know how it's changed over the years. Different mineral sediments. The mountain come valley. It's just like a growing expanse below. I kind of imagine that the airplane would just... What if the airplane wing just like brushed over top of the mountain? The mountain itself. Pixelated. An airplane pixelated, just like my glasses. Silence of an escalator. It's like a conveyor belt. It takes you. It's like almost like a sliding dune. Imagine if it was not steps, but just a slided pathway. And then I saw a lady. She had a very weird haircut. Yes, she was very marbly. She could have been solid. She probably would have been very This is my house. Okay. I want to use my head.